this video, I'm going to create a bot that will promote my YouTube channel by posting links to my most recent video across 21 different subreddits that allow self-promotion. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to be promoting my last upload, which was auto-texting the Star Wars script. And as of today, September 12th, this video has 735 views and my channel has 81 subscribers. So 24 hours after the bot has finished posting to all the subreddits, I will revisit these analytics and revisit the subscriber count, and we'll see if that has changed. So for this project, I will be using praw to interact with the Reddit API. Before I can use this, I have to install it, so the documentation says pip install praw, but since I'm using Python 3, I'm going to do pip3 install praw. So I'll just type that into my terminal and let that run. So now I will be going back to the praw documentation to get a sense of its usage. So it looks like first I have to import praw into my Python project, and then I have to create a Reddit instance. Creating a read-only instance won't be of much value to us because that would only give us the privileges that a user has when they are not logged in, so we won't be able to make any posts. What we have to do is create an authorized Reddit instance, which will include providing our Reddit username and password, and then we'll be able to make posts. So let me copy this part of the code. This is the part of the code that initializes the Reddit instance. And what I need to do is fill out these fields with my own information. So the username and password is going to be my Reddit username and password, and then I need to get my own client ID and a client secret. So to do that, I'm going to go to reddit.com/prefs/apps, and I will click create another app. And I'm going to name this app BoostBot, and I will select script because it's a personal use script, it's not a web application or an installed app. And then I'm going to omit filling out the description and about URL just because the Reddit API doesn't require that, so I'll just skip it. But it does require a redirect, and for that I put localhost 8080 because the praw documentation suggested that as the redirect. So after you click create app, you'll see a screen that looks like this, and I'm just using a screenshot from Google to demonstrate this because I'm not exactly too keen on exposing this information. There are going to be two values that are going to be important for us, and that is the personal use script, which is 14 characters, and the secret, which is 27 characters. So what you will do is copy and paste both of those into the matching fields in our Python program. So going back there, you have the client ID, which corresponds to the personal use script, which is the 14-character one, and then you will also put in the client secret, which is the 27-character one. So after you do that, you'll have something that looks like this. Don't get too excited about seeing a username and password. This is just an example I copied and pasted from the praw documentation. And then the user agent. Based on what I have seen in the praw documentation, it seems like the convention here is to put the name of your script application and then by/u/your Reddit username. So now that we have that, let's validate that our authorization is correct by printing out the value of reddit.user.me, and that should just output your Reddit username. If you see a bunch of errors like I do based off the fact that I launched the program with false credentials, you should recheck the values that you entered. And I'm going to create an additional print statement that will hopefully output false, indicating that I'm not in read-only mode. So now I'm going to create a list of the subreddits that I would like to post to. I already compiled this list, so I'll just copy and paste it here. So this is what it looks like. There are 21 values, and they're all Reddits that allow self-promotion. Next, I'm going to create a variable called title, and this will be the title of my Reddit post. So I'll just title it the same as what my YouTube video is, so sending the Star Wars script as Discord messages with Python. And then I'm going to create another variable, which is the link, and that will also be included in the Reddit post. So now what I'm going to do is loop through all of the subreddits, and I will be making a post to each one of them. Let's see what the praw documentation has to say about its subreddit class. I'm specifically interested in finding the way that will enable me to post to that subreddit, so there it is, submit. There are a bunch of parameters that I could include, but I'm really only going to use title and URL. I'm just keeping it simple, no flair. So reddit.subreddit, and then the subreddit function will find the subreddit by name, and then .submit title, and the URL parameter will equal my link. I don't really want to get notifications for the responses, so I'll set replies to false. So I'm just going to shorten my list of subreddits for the purposes of testing, so I'll just try and post it to 2 subreddits for now. So let's see, I tried to post it, but it gave me this information back. So what happened is it posted to the first subreddit, which was self-promotion YouTube, but it did not post to the second value in that list of subreddits. And that is because Reddit is rate limiting us. They require a duration of 14 minutes between posts. This number of minutes is based on the amount of Reddit karma that you have on your account. And because I created my Reddit account today, just so I can make this video, I have the largest possible time duration here. So because I'm getting rate limited, I don't really see another option other than waiting for 14 minutes and then posting again. So that is what I'm going to make my program do. So I'm going to start by taking a look at the praw exceptions classes. And I'll create a try except block using praw.exceptions.api exception as exception. Oh, and it looks like this is actually, there's information for migrating from praw 7 to praw 8, so there's a slightly modified way to do this. So I'll do for sub exception in exception.items because there can be more than one exception. But then I'll check to see if that exception is equal to rate limit because that's the only one that I really care about. Another exception might be that I just can't post because maybe they maybe the subreddit requires flair and I'm not wearing any, or they require some participation before you can post. So if that's the case, I'll just ignore the error and forget that subreddit. So under the if statement that checks if the exception is rate limit, I will be figuring out how long I have to wait before I can try to post again. So I'm going to just make a print statement that prints out the sub exception and then the sub exception error just so I can get a sense of what the output looks like, and then I'll think of a way to extract the value of the minutes from it. So I can copy and paste that line that says rate limit, you are doing that too much, wait 14 minutes, and I can just strip off everything from it that is not the value of the minutes. So I'll turn that sub exception into a string, and then I'll replace the text before the number of minutes with an empty string. Then I'll just take the first 2 characters of that string, which will be the numeric value of the minutes, and I'll convert that into an integer and test the program out. So I have 2 subreddits in my subreddits list, and the value of the wait is 4 minutes before I can repost. Now, it's also possible that instead of minutes, the rate limit is a value in seconds. So if the string minute is in the string wait, I'll do this, but if it's a value in seconds, I'll just wait for 1 minute. Oh, and also I'll add 1 to the wait time here in case the rate limit also includes a hidden amount of seconds. So next I'm going to import time to my program, and I'll be using the sleep function, which will suspend the execution of my program for a certain number of seconds. So I'm going to delay the execution by wait times 60, that'll be the amount of seconds. And after the time delay, I will repost to the subreddit the same way as I did before. I'd also like to include a variable called count to keep track of the bot's progress through the subreddits. So once a subreddit post is made, I'd like to print out the name of the subreddit and what number it is in relation to my subreddits list. Oh, and I also noticed that I should have included Reddit before API exception because this is the praw8 exception class, but the one I had before was the praw7 one, which is deprecated. And I also included a print statement down here which will tell me how long the wait time delay is before posting to the subreddit, just so I can track the program's progress when I run it. So I'm going to try and run the program again. I just have one subreddit in my list, but there will be a time delay because I posted not too long ago. So it displays the wait time and I'll check back 90 minutes later. So 9 minutes later, the output indicates the post has been made. If I check my Reddit, I see that is true. So this is the completed code. I will now run it in the background and have it post to the remaining subreddits that I haven't yet posted to while testing this program, because I've posted to 5 already just by trying to build this program and seeing that it's working. So the program will run in the background and post to the remaining 16 subreddits, and I'll show you what happens when it's done. So the program posted to the remaining 16 subreddits, and I can check that out on my Reddit page to confirm. And now I will wait for 24 hours and check my analytics again and compare them to what I showed at the beginning of this video. So 24 hours ago, I had 81 subscribers and 735 views on that video. My sub count has gone up by 13 and the views on that video have gone up by 160. If I take a deeper look at my analytics, I can see that the largest proportion of my external traffic has been coming from Reddit. So that concludes this video. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing and liking the video if you enjoyed it.